Hi Galtier Gators, it's Miss Bush, and these are your directions for the parts of a crayfish. Here is a photograph of a crayfish, and our focus is to be scientists. So we are working on observation, and we're working on notebook writing. And that's the same work that real scientists do. You're going to start out today by looking at the crayfish. Check out, how does it move? Does it move this part of its body? Does it move this part of its body? Which way does its tail go, up and down, side to side? Is there anything else on its tummy that we can't see in this photo that's interesting? Check out its eyes, how it sticks up on top of its head. The eyes are actually on little things called stalks. They're like little sticks, and the eyeballs are on top. Why would the eyes be there instead of in the front of the head like us? Your very first step is to observe the crayfish. Just spend time and count how many legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, what is that? 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. Is there another one hiding on that side? Can I look from the other direction and see? It's your job to start by observing this crayfish, and that means being a scientist and looking at it. Next step is you're going to get your notebook and label the parts of a crayfish. Whenever you do a label, you have a picture, you draw a line, and you label it. Your job is to label 3 parts. So this example has more than 3, but you need 3. One of the first parts I labeled is the antenna right here and here. People call these the pincers or the claws. The legs. Some kids call this the mermaid tail. The science term for it would actually be the fantail. But if you like calling it the mermaid tail, that's okay. And then the eyes are really interesting, but the eyes are actually on stalks. What a weird word, S-C-A-L-K-S. That's the word. And I think it's weird because the letter L doesn't make a sound, stalks, but there's a letter L in it. So your job is to do that. This is what your notebook writing should look like. You're going to have a title at the top, structure and function, crayfish. You should have the correct date for the day you do this work. The directions for writing in your notebook are to draw a crayfish, label 3 parts, and write what those parts do. So you're going to have a title that you write at the top and a date. So drawing a crayfish, how does Miss Bush do it? I start with a rectangle. And it's hard to draw on the smartboard this way. I add a fantail, like a trapezoid. I add the head. For the eyes, I try to make the eyes that stick up. There's 1, there's 2. For the claws, a really important part of the crayfish, kind of make a rectangle with a letter M almost at the top. And then for the legs, I make little sticks. So you're on your way to drawing a crayfish. Now, that's step 1, draw a crayfish. Next, you need to label 3 parts. Labeling 3 parts would be something like claws. And you're going to be writing what those parts do. Maybe you want to say the claws pinch, if that's what you see. Maybe you see the claws pick up food. Maybe you want to say they capture prey. Those are just some ideas for you. You are looking for your own observation, so there's not exactly a right answer. You could, and then labels always add a line. But I'm saying, what is the part of this animal? The part is a claw. What is the job that those parts do? The parts are to pick up food. And it's your job to do that for 3 parts. Now, it's okay if you don't know the name of something, but you see it's really cool, just add that in. Show me there's like little wiggly things here that are different than the legs. You could write little wiggly things. Kind of like legs. You can just do that, and it's okay if you don't know exactly what those things are. That's what a scientist would do, because a scientist would know this is what I need to learn more about later, but you can still add it into your notebook for your observations. So today, once you have this done, you're putting it on Schoology. Now you will notice I have not told you what the word structure and function mean yet, and that's okay. We're just going to start talking about those words. Over here on Schoology, we're in our class course. We're in materials. We're in the work part, structures and functions. Over here for structures and functions, we're now on part 3, parts of a crayfish. The assignment is here. The notebook example is here. Once you select on parts of the crayfish, for students, over here is where you can see your chance to upload the assignment. I'm a teacher. I can't do that from my teacher view, but I can look at your work from here. The directions are laid out. Step 1 does not involve your iPad. It's observe the crayfish. Step 2, write in your notebook. Step 3 is post on Schoology. Have a great day.